Watch to see how I made a Hawaiian themed wreath in my bullet journal. I'll be using an acrylic block and a few of these stamps. I'm going to start the wreath by using these leaves. To create a layering effect, I'm using stamp number 1 first. Instead of ink pads, I like using watercolor markers. I knew I wanted the wreath on the top left of the page, so I just guesstimated its placement. I did the same technique a total of 3 times. Now I'm removing stamp layer number 1 and replacing it with stamp layer number 2. I am using a darker color brush marker on stamp layer number 2. Once it's layered, the contrast between the 2 greens looks super cool. Now it's all about lining up the second stamp with the first stamp. I did the same thing for each leaf. For the next part of the wreath, I'll be using these hibiscus stamps. The first layer of the hibiscus stamp will be a lighter shade of pink. I'm going to use layer stamp number 1 again, but this time in yellow. Now I'm going to remove the first layer stamp and replace it with layer number 2. Because the second layer stamp is much more detailed than the first layer, I'm using a darker shade of pink. It's all about lining up the second layer with the first layer. Before applying the next color, I'm cleaning the stamp with just some water and a paper towel. I'll be using orange for the other flower. Lining it up. Adding even more details to the hibiscus. Cleaning off the pink for the orange. The circular part of the wreath will be in pink. I'm using this round shape to help me make my circle. I trace halfway around the circle, moving the circle ever so slightly several times. I've decided to use a plumeria stamp to go around the wreath. Let's begin! I'm going to blend these 2 colors together and write the word June. To blend the colors, hold the 2 pen tips together for about 7 seconds. Use the lighter of the 2 colors to write. The blend for this one should be pink and orange. I like how the white makes the lettering appear more vibrant. I'm going to use these days of the week stamps to my bullet journal. Again, I'm using my watercolor markers instead of an ink pad. And I'll be using the same color of pink. I added a notes section because this side of the book looked a little plain. And I couldn't forget the washi tape. And that's it. Thank you for watching. A list of supplies I used is available on my blog.